A lot of you guys have heard about a game called Clash Mini. Clash Mini was an auto battler set within the Clash universe and first soft launched on November 2021. It was a really fun game and I've been playing the game since, but unfortunately, Supercell, the company who made the game, ended up shutting it down over 2.5 years later in April 2024. I, along with many other players, were heartbroken and saddened by this news, but within the storm clouds shined a ray of light. What's this ray of light, you may ask? Well, while Clash Mini did shut down as a standalone game, it was announced that the game would move over and be integrated into Clash Royale. This was reassuring news because this meant that Clash Mini wasn't going to completely go away, but rather go on hiatus and return on a different platform. Well, today is a good day for Clash Mini players, or rather people who used to play Clash Mini since the game is currently unplayable, because today we were given an announcement that Clash Mini is scheduled for a 2025 release date in Clash Royale. How do we know this? Well, we're given an article that goes over what has been going on behind the scenes and Clash Mini's new future. In this video, we're basically going to go over the article and discuss what's going to happen. This article that we're going over is an article on mobilegamer.biz. It was published on November 20th, 2024 by Neil Long, and I'll leave a link in the description to the article. Clash Royale General Manager Alexander Markovic said that Supercell has been looking at the success of Fortnite, Roblox, and League of Legends and wants to add new experiences into Clash Royale in a similar way. The first big step towards that goal comes in June 2025, when Clash Mini will be added into Clash Royale as a major new game mode. So let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. If development goes as smoothly as planned, we can expect a June 2025 release date for Clash Mini. That's really exciting to hear, honestly, knowing that there is now a light at the end of the tunnel. What's also interesting is that the general manager for Clash Royale wants to expand upon the game's features in ways similar to Fortnite and Roblox. Roblox is a game made up of many different experiences that players can play, ranging from obstacle courses, shooters, to social deduction games, and even more. Fortnite is very similar in that players can create maps and game modes within the game itself. I think it's amazing that Clash Royale is taking inspiration from these games to further expand upon the usual real-time card-based strategy that the game is now. I mean, it's no secret at this point, considering that Clash Royale has added many new game modes and ways to play the game, but to add something completely new and revolutionary to the game is really interesting. Although me personally, I'm not really interested in Clash Royale as a game anymore. The game just isn't as fun to me as it was years ago. What is interesting is seeing the steps that the Clash Royale team will take to add even more variety to the game. The article goes on to say that Markovic also said that thinking of Clash Royale more like a platform also means potentially adding new twists and modes to the game made by other teams within Supercell and even external developers. This pretty much confirms the amount of inspiration that the dev team takes from Roblox and Fortnite. It seems like they're really trying to make Clash Royale more like a gaming platform as opposed to just a game. It's a really ambitious goal to have, because in order for this to work, there needs to be different teams working on different features at all times. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but since Supercell prides itself in having smaller developer teams working on their games, I feel like they need to compromise that feat in order to make Clash Royale more like a platform. Either way, I'm excited to see where they'll go with it and what it'll look like in the future. Now, if you play Clash Royale, you likely know about the game's tumultuous past couple of years. Public reception of the game has been declining over the years, and updates to the game for the most part have been really underperforming and underwhelming to the player base. I believe personally that this may have led to Mr. Markovic to think outside the box in terms of innovating the game. The article does state that Markovic likes to think of the game's many character cards as a set of toys that can be used to play different types of strategy games. That statement in and of itself is very true considering past iterations of the game, such as Touchdown Mode and Chess Royale. The dev team has proven that Clash Royale can be more than just a tower defense game. I'm sure that they have many ideas for how to reinvent and innovate the strategy of the game, and I believe that these ideas are what ultimately led to the decision of making Clash Royale more of a universe of different games, as opposed to a standalone game. It's a bold move, and I can commend them for even pitching the idea, but it'll definitely take a lot of work in order for it to work out as planned. While I'm aware that Clash Mini, to my knowledge, has a completely different dev team separate to Clash Royale working on it, I think that one of the biggest hurdles to this idea is how to sell it to the audience. What do I mean by this? Well, Clash Royale already cemented itself as a multiplayer tower defense game. When people think of Clash Royale, they're not going to think of touchdown mode. They're not going to think of Clash Mini. They're not going to think of boat battles. They're not going to think of Chess Royale. They're going to think of Clash Royale as a 1v1 tower defense multiplayer. What doesn't help is the fact that the game is over 8 years old. Over the course of its 8-year history, Clash Royale has experienced many peaks and troughs. Unfortunately, they've experienced a lot more troughs than peaks in the recent years. While yes, they've had successes with previous updates such as champions and magic items, they've had their fair share of controversy for releasing very unpopular and unsatisfactory updates, such as Slash Royale, Clan Wars 2, Evolutions, Tower Troops, Update for Losers, Goblin Queen's Journey, and more. Clash Royale's reputation has gotten worse over the years, and I feel like that negative reception is going to work against them in this effort to reinvent the game. So many people associate Clash Royale as the face of pay-to-win and scammy mobile games. As unfortunate of an assertion that is, there is some truth to it. One of the reasons why I've stepped away from playing Clash Royale is because the game felt too difficult to progress without spending an unhealthy amount of money to keep up. Whenever new content gets released, players are disgusted and sigh at the sight of $30, $40, $50 price tags to even access the content. Players feel like Royale is trying to manipulate them into spending money, and while it's not bad for a game to encourage players to support it with purchases, the way that they're going about it is becoming more and more toxic. Additionally, there are people who are just no longer interested in Clash Royale as a game, myself included, unfortunately. Now, I'm not saying this to belittle the developers and their efforts towards the game, but I can't lie, Clash Royale just hasn't been the same. I don't get as much enjoyment out of the game as I once did, and you can probably see that in the gameplay. I know I've made some pretty bad decisions in the gameplay, you see, but honestly, I only recorded this and reinstalled the game, just to have gameplay that relates to the topic of the video. Another thing that the dev team needs to consider is how they're going to win back the audience that they lost over the years. Clash Royale was at the top of the world at one point in 2016 and 2017. Everybody played Clash Royale. I was a freshman in high school when the game first launched, and literally everyone, teachers included, were playing the game and talking about different deck strategies. Even famous celebrities like George Clooney have played Clash Royale. The game was huge at one point, and now it's just a shell of what it once was. This platform really needs to sell and attract new and old players to the game. How are they going to do that? How are they going to build rapport and gain trust of the community? This is something that I hope the dev team really considers when developing this platform. I feel like in order for Clash Mini and future Clash Royale game modes to work, the dev team needs to change their approach to adding new content and monetizing it. Is it possible? Absolutely. Look at Brawl Stars. They're doing really well after experiencing their low point in 2023. Clash Royale is taking a big risk and a big step in the future of their game. And while I sincerely appreciate the vision that Mr. Markovic and the team have for the game, the stakes have never been this high. They really need to double down on changing the culture of the game's development in order for this to work. Either way, can't wait to see what's happening, and Clash Mini coming back in June 2025 is honestly amazing. Can't wait to see what happens. What do you guys think about the future of Clash Royale? Are y'all excited about Clash Mini? I will very likely make content on Clash Mini and Clash Royale, but I want to hear what you guys think. Should I make more Clash Royale content like Abdude? Let me know what y'all think in the comments and I'll try to respond to as many as possible. For now, take care of each other and love each other, and peace.